one. It was something me and Alex were talking about the other day. It's called Die on My Dick Tonight. Willem Dafoe stars as a guru, a lifestyle coach, a teacher of men. I'm a guru and a lifestyle coach and a teacher of men. I bring happiness into everybody's lives. I'm Dr. Dick. Man. Dr. Dickman. MD. And he has a very successful practice. He teaches a lot of new age therapy. Particularly deals with like terminally ill people, helps them move on with their lives. The depressed, the suicidal. And he has therapy with them. You know, one of his patients is a character called Dave Boreanaz, played by Matt Borealis. Or was that the other way round? I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I really got that mystified me.
It's just confusing now, isn't it?
Interesting, though.
So let's just say a man who looks a lot like Angel from the hit TV series Angel. He's sad about his life because he thinks he's a vampire. He's not. But he wants to know. He's got very bad depression, and he is dying of pineapples.
What?
Just pineapples growing inside him. He's just like, oh, doctor, pineapples are in it. And it's like, oh, God, this is the worst case of pineapples I ever seen. It's the far future of 2013. And lots of mutant illnesses happen.
It's 2013.
Pineapples is one of these far future diseases where, like, little pineapples grow inside your body and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and, like, cut your heart with their sharp spines on their epidermis.
Ooh, that does sound like a terrible disease.
Awful disease. And Matt Borealis has it. And he is sad and thinks there's no future because he, A, thinks he's a vampire, B, is depressed, and C, pineapples. And he's been working with Dr. Dickman for a long time. Just sort of, he's been helping him accept fate, understand that, he's not long for this earth. He's in a lot of pain. He's not happy. And after a long time, this is what Dr. Dickman does. Like, once he's reached a level of understanding and trust, and he's not sure he can help them anymore, because some people just can't accept and deal with the issues they have in life. He sits down with Matt Borealis and he's like, hey, Matt Borealis, star of TV's Angel. Do you want to die on my dick tonight?
No, you don't say that to your
There's a reason.
Dr. Dickman.
There's a reason for it.
Okay.
Because when I was a young boy, I was cursed. I was cursed by a village shaman from the jungles of Ooh-boo-boo-boo.
This is not a okay. So you're a patient. You're dying of pineapples, but you're dying of something.
Yeah.
And your doctor
asks
if you want to die on his dick tonight. You leave. But maybe he could stop you and be like, no, seriously, hear me out. It's not how it sounds. And then he just starts talking about his childhood, and you're supposed to be like, oh, well, in that case, sure, shaman? I mean, come on. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Suspend your disbelief.
I am trying to. I will do it.
This is a world where pineapples scratch your heart.
That convinced me. Anything's possible when it comes to medical illnesses. They're coming up with new, like, just white ooze will come out of the sewer and eat you. I don't know if you've heard about that.
No.
Stuff is real now, yeah.
Well, there you go. This is the year 2013 where white ooze eats people and you get pineapples in your lungs. Anyway. So,
shaman.
I was cursed by a shaman because I stole all of his pogs and I sold them to eBay.
There's still no reason to die on a man's dick that night.
No, because this is... listen, Matt Borealis. I see you're trying to suspend your disbelief. So allow me to upend your belief. The curse says that anybody who I have sex with will die mid-coitus, but in a very peaceful way. It's quite good for them. It's annoying for me. And I thought, why not turn this curse into a blessing and use my deadly dick to heal the world? Healing the world with my deadly dick. You up for a terminal dicking or what? And Matt Borealis is like, well, I find this hard to believe. Oh, God. But I'll tell you what, Doc, I'm willing to try anything. And he pulls down his...
Wait, no, try it. He's got very little time left.
He takes off his
The
belt.
one thing he knows will kill him is Dr. Dickman's cursed penis.
Well, it's basically euthanasia.
I'll try anything. Kill me with your magical evil dick. No, that's not the... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate the feedback. You help me structure it as I go. So anyway, this guy, Borealis has tried everything. There's no cure. He's in pain. He is sad and thinks he's a vampire. He wants to die. And Dickman, in his state, euthanasia is legal, and he offers the best way to die.
Not the chemicals that calmly and even relaxing soothe you.
Well, that's the thing. Euthanasia is legal, but the oppressive government took away all drugs that are used in euthanasia.
Took them away?
Yeah.
To the shack? To the warehouse?
Locked them in a shed, yeah.
That's a very valuable shed. I'm sure that people are trying to break in a lot.
But the shed orbits the Earth. So you can't get to it, even with a big ladder. They've tried. There's a scene where Brendan Fraser is like, well, I'm going to go up there and get it. And he gets a step ladder and climbs up about 5 feet in the air and says, well, that's not high enough. Get some bricks. Get some bricks and I'll climb up this ladder, yeah.
I'm picturing him falling off the ladder and a pineapple pressing against the inside of his chest, and you see it spiky, and you go, oh!
Yeah.
Oh God.
Pineapples. He's got almost like that scene in Aliens where the chest burster comes out of Ripley and stretches her skin. Just a big pineapple-shaped wad of flesh comes out of Brendan Fraser's open-shirted chest, and he clutches it and goes, ah! And then sees the shed orbiting overhead and just shakes his fist at it and says, damn you, euthanasia shed! I'll get you yet! And then it goes back to Dickman and Matt Borealis. And he's like, well, euthanasia's legal, but the evil government in its ironic ways says I can't kill you with any drugs. But there's no rule against my terminal tickler. So get your pants off and let's do this. And Matt Borealis takes his pants off and his shirt, and he's naked, totally naked. And Willem Dafoe is naked, totally naked, and lies on his back, and he's got his big penis. And TV's Angel squats over him and lowers while it just goes, I just died on your dick tonight.
Is that the music or is that Angel singing?
I should have been giving you head. I just died on your dick tonight. And, let's have Matt Borealis sing it. He's, sweaty, just too sweaty for some reason. Just dripping wet. And he's only been on the dick for 3 seconds. And he's just sweating and it's pouring off him. He's got his hands behind his head. And his eyes are closed and his head's just rocking backwards and forwards. And he's going, I just died on a dick.
He's dying. This is the end of his life. This is that time when you look back and think, oh, I should have done this. And I'm so happy this happened. And oh, love, oh, childbirth. Oh, got through college. No, he's got his head rocking back and forth. I assume eyes closed,
Yeah, loving it.
hands behind his head, just working himself to death. That was his doctor. This is a medical procedure
Yeah.
that he's decided to sing through.
Yeah. Ah, Matt Borealis! You're skewering yourself silly on my turgid death stick. Hey, Matt! Wanna die on my dick tonight? And Matt Borealis says, yes, I do. And then just sort of peacefully looks like he's fallen asleep. Just, like that, and just slops off.
And dies?
Very peacefully, lands on the floor and curls into a fetal position and turns green.
Whoa.
And then it looks like all cracks are forming over his body, but it's not, because the cracks separate and they're leaves. And he's just turned into a pile of leaves that just blow off on the wind. And one leaf just sort of flies near Willem Dafoe, and he catches it in his hand, just snatches it out of the air, and just kisses the leaf. Good night, sweet prince. And lets the leaf fly away and joins the others. And then the leaves whirlwind around outside the office and fly up into the sky. And you just hear Matt Borealis' ghostly voice just say, I'll see you in heaven now.
Whoa! I was sure there was going to be a twist ending where the penis was a cure, and that, you know, the like the story of Job. I believe that's the one in the Bible where Job's like, well, I guess I'll be tortured by God, and this will be terrible. And then God's like, oh, you really do love me. You don't love me just for the treats that I give you. You love me for me. Well, then you're going to be fine. That doesn't happen to Matt Borealis. He really dies and turns into leaves.
It doesn't happen to doesn't happen to the next 5 characters that this happens to either.
That's not the end of the movie.
Which different ones come in. You know, Sandra Bullock is next. She comes in. You know, she's also ill. Pineapples.
Again?
Yeah, guts. It's like an epidemic. I'll tell you what, you want to die on my dick? And she's all like, yes. And then, and she falls down. And, you know, the whole, more or less the same thing happens, but she sort of sloughs off and eyes closed, smile on her face. She's happy. She's gone peacefully. She's gone the way all of us want to go. And she falls on the floor and turns white. And it looks like there's all cracks all over her, but it's not. Because her body just sort of falls down flat. Because it's a pile of marbles now. Just glass marbles now. And they just roll off, and they roll under the door of the office. And just there's one little marble left behind. And Willem Dafoe just snatches it out the ground. And just puts it in his mouth. And swills it around a bit. And then pulls it out, and there's like a bridge of spit between his lower lip and the marble. He just pulls it like that. And he just goes, good night, sweet prince. And puts the marble on the floor like that and gives it a little tap on its head. And it rolls away, and you just hear Sandra Bullock just saying, I'll see you in heaven now. And it goes away.
She was a prince?
Yeah, sweet prince. And she's in heaven now. And then this happens constantly, all the time. And in between each scene, you've got Brendan Fraser with a bigger ladder, trying to get up to the euthanasia shed to get the drugs so that people around the world are free to die naturally and peacefully instead of pineapples. And this is obviously a big metaphor for America and its war on terror.
What?
And at the end, Brendan Fraser eventually gets a ladder big enough to go up into the shed. He climbs up there. Dun 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 dun. Brendan Fraser's climbing a ladder. Dun 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 dun. Gonna go to the shed in space. Dun 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 dun. And he goes through an atmosphere of just leaves and marbles that are just they make up the ozone layer of Earth now, and he's climbing through them, and he gets to the shed, and he says, at last, I can euthanize myself instead of dying on a dick tonight. And he opens the shed, and inside is Willem Dafoe, naked, greasing his dick, and he just says, what? There's no such thing as euthanasia drugs. Do you want to die on my dick instead? And Brendan Fraser says, oh, you are the government. Yes, that's right.
What? Oh, he is the whole government? Dr. Dickman?
I really let this one go on too long.
No, you can make this. You can tie this up. I believe you can make this right. He was Obama the whole time?
Yeah. That's just it. He opens the shed. Willem Dafoe's in there, naked, with a penis as long as a horse's leg. And it's just like snaking around and snapping about in the shed. And he just looks at Brendan Fraser and goes, I am Obama! And that's the end. And he closes the shed and climbs back down the ladder and just says, it's pineapples for me.
He just would rather die from pineapples.
He would rather die. He was the one man who didn't want to die on a dick that night. And the message of the story, because that's what happens, is it fades to black and then text comes up, a famous, an inspiring quote that says the message of the movie, and it is, all it takes is for one good man to not die on a dick tonight.
He's the hero for not turning into marbles or leaves, happily?
Yeah.
That's good.
That was very personal for me, that one. I feel drained, but I feel good.
Good.
That
like
was
you died on a dick tonight.
I feel like I've died on a dick tonight.